Moving on to the Shroomite Island, it was surprisingly civil. The Schroomites had managed to group together and somehow already created a system of government called the Shroomite Republic. The leader of the republic was a player named Chaotix, and along with half a dozen or so senators. Together, they got to work creating one of the first player-made towns, promptly named the Mycelium Village.
This is gonna be the Great Mycelium Village.
To congratulate them, I gave them the gift of furnaces. Of course, not everyone would be peaceful though. The Shroomites were a very special race. They actually grew stronger when nearby players died around them. As a result, the Republic had already outlawed multiple citizens for attempted murder, something that couldn't possibly have consequences in the future. At the start of day 2, something very peculiar was developing on the Shroomite Island. The players that the Shroomite Republic had exiled were now being told to be killed on sight.
Do not allow him to enter the village.
KOS, get him!
Among these was a player named Granite, who with a group of other exiles would form what would be known as the Blood Cult. But of course not every exile would be as cooperative. Some of them actually seemed to enjoy being exiled and went on to ravage the Shroomite Island. This would result in a series of killings that would eventually go on to be named the infamous Pepsi incidents. As the days went on over at the Shroomite Island, the number of Pepsi incident-related deaths continued to soar. It continued on this path until finally, the Shroomite Republic was forced to relocate their base due to safety reasons, and in a big turn of events, resorted to asking the Blood Cult for refuge from the other outlaws. Incredibly happy to receive an influx in members, the Blood Cult welcomed the Shroomite Republic with open arms.
Alright, gather around, guys.
There was only one problem though. The Shroomite Republic leader still wanted some control over their citizens, and as a result, led to growing internal disputes within the Shroomite leadership. Feeling threatened, Granite, the Blood Cult leader, suddenly ordered multiple hits on the Shroomite Republic leader Chaotix. But somehow, all of them failed, with some of the assassins even killing themselves in the process. Annoyed, Granite decided to take it upon himself to kill Chaotix, leading to... It was the dawn of day 4, and the Shroomites were already on the move. Because of Granite's actions, the Blood Cult was not safe. So instead of staying on the Shroomite Island and facing certain death, they decided to move out and head towards the Arachnid Island, where then they would seek refuge under the protection of the Arachnid Legion. It was a simple plan. All the Blood Cult had to do was reach the island shores, head into the ocean, and by then, it would be impossible to be caught. Well, nearly impossible. Somehow, the Shroomite Republic, now led by a player named Diphiz, had caught wind of this plan and were already waiting for them. To make matters even worse for the Blood Cult, the Republic had become a shell of its former values and now ended up partnering with Pepsi Cat, the outlaw responsible for the many Pepsi incidents, and by now had absorbed over 20 full hearts, almost quadrupling the HP bar of a regular Shroomite.
The death of Chaotix has thrown you all into a fit of irredeemable rage and distress, and I understand that. But know that I did what I did to Chaotix to protect what I and so many others worked so hard to achieve. When the Republic fell and you guys were scrambling for safety, I worked my ass off, as did Zargetsu, as did A5Z, to create a sanctuary in which all people could rest. And when we invited the people of the Republic out of good faith and goodwill, we opened our walls and said, "We will house you." He came into my land to demand power over my people. I understand what I did was an irredeemable, scummy, secret murder. And I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But if you're going to ask before I die if I regret what I did, I want you to know that I would kill Chaotix in every lifetime.
Yeah, don't die, both of you don't die.
This chase lasted for almost 20 minutes until finally, Pepsi Cat somehow made it to a group of other Shroomites.
Help, bros, help me!
But due to their distrust in him, Pepsi Cat was ignored and left to die in the hands of COK.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We got him blocked in.
Easy.